What is going on, world? You are now tuned in to the Bong Talk Sit Down series, and I am your host, Nappy 2000. And real quick, I want to give a big thank you to all my partners and sponsors of the show. Number one, El Toro, my man Bernie for always supporting. Bust Down Worldwide, my man Stevie Mac all the way up from the Bay. Plain Jane, thank you, Lindsay. Sweet, shouts out to my man Chris the Glove for always helping me out, and also Happy Trees for also contributing to this. And I don't think I'm missing anybody. I think I named every single one, but if I didn't, I appreciate every single one of y'all. But I have a special guest today. She has done a lot in this cannabis world. She's very knowledgeable in the cannabis world. She's also a black woman trailblazing in the cannabis world. And it's only right that I had to get her on the show. And she's a friend of mine. I have the Cannabis Cutie on the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me, Nappy.
Of course.
Yes.
How you been?
I've been good. I've been busy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a grind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about this grind.
Oh, man. The first and obvious part is I'm a mom. So I have 2 kids. So that's like a never-ending, nonstop hustle.
Yeah, you told me, you're like, yeah, I got to drop them off at school.
Yeah, I had to drop them off and then commute down here. So
Okay.
being a mom of 2, and then, just the cannabis advocacy and education stuff. So I live in Orange County. The cannabis industry mostly exists in LA.
Yeah.
So meetings, events, projects, all kind of happens here. So I film here, working on a couple of shows. I have my own offerings, my course, my book club, my book. So just kind of been busy in the background planning and executing.
Okay, most definitely. One thing, I can really dig into a lot of things you just said right now, but real quick, I do want to talk about what is it like being a mother in cannabis, but having children, you know what I mean? And breaking down that barrier of that education and letting them know it's actually not a bad thing, or it's not like crack cocaine, or it's not this, or it's not that, because people kind of like to put their own narrative or their own spin on what weed is.
Correct. Well, during the pandemic, I had a really great opportunity to teach them about it, so I took it. I think like everyone else, we decided we were going to grow some of our own food. So we have trees in the backyard. We grew some herbs, and I also grew cannabis. So they helped with the entire process of everything. They watched my cannabis seed become a plant, and all we were doing was adding water and nutrients to everything. So at the end of it, I asked them, what's the difference? And the difference is we weren't allowed to really touch those plants, correct? It's cannabis,
Yeah.
But was there anything evil that happened? And, it's just kind of, it was sunlight, it was water, it was love and nutrients, food. And there's nothing evil about that. So that was kind of the beginning of how I explained that this is medicine. But just know that you're going to have a police officer that's going to come to your school and tell you that it's the worst thing ever.
Yes.
Don't argue with him, but just know that he's lying.
Yes. Yeah.
Which then, it challenges my kids. They're like, well, why would they lie to us? And I'm like, I don't know, but also let's talk about like the Pilgrims and the Indians right quick.
Right, yeah, that's a very interesting question. Why would they lie to us?
Correct.
That's a very good question.
Yeah, and I mean, I've explained it. I've explained the endocannabinoid system. I've explained the risks of too much cannabis consumption. So I would like to think that I've come well rounded, but I'm not gonna give them propaganda.
Right. What risk did you tell them were the of what could happen if you consume too much cannabis? What was the
brain development.
Right.
We still don't fully know how it impacts. We know that a lot of it has been propaganda. We have receptors in our bodies for this stuff. So I gather that the alteration in the brain chemistry is not what they told us. Not like what alcohol does to a teenage brain. But still, there's risks. And also because mommy's in this industry and she's a consumer, the risks of you using it younger are high. And if you start to use it as a coping mechanism or as an escape, that's really negative.
Very true.
Yeah, just kind of the use. Same thing with, fast food and, drinking soda. Of course, they're not going to put you in jail for making those lifestyle decisions, but they will put you in jail for making this lifestyle decisions if they so choose.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah.
So, how many places right now is it legal to consume cannabis?
Gosh, over 40 states either have or are about to legalize a medical program. And then I believe it's 11, 12 states have adult use programs. But, as we get closer to 50, we've got to know that the federal government is going to be like, hey, we want some tax money. Wait a minute.
Just like they said about PayPal, Cash App. Correct. They were like, we need a piece of that.
Correct.
Even with Bitcoin.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I want to dive in a little bit deeper on when you first got started into the cannabis and when you learned that it wasn't a evil thing yourself, because I remember that you were told when you were growing up that it was, and you had to reprogram your mind a little bit.
Yeah, for me, I believed that up until I got to college. So my freshman year in college, I came in as like an all-star student from high school. Great grades, great.
All-star student.
All-star.
Remember that, y'all. All-star student.
All-star student. And after my first semester completed, I received a 0.8 GPA. I didn't even know it was possible, but I did it. And then the kid that lived on my floor, who was the resident pothead, always smelled like a pound, like skunky. He made the honor roll. And I was like, wait, the DARE program said it was supposed to be different. So that's what finally opened my mind to be willing to try cannabis. And so I did. And lo and behold, my life improved, not just academically, but emotionally, mentally. I was more open-minded to being in this environment in Stillwater, Oklahoma. At Oklahoma State,
Wait, what was the name of the town again?
Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Stillwater, Oklahoma. What's the population in Stillwater, Oklahoma?
The population is the university, and the university is like 25,030 students, and then I think there's like another maybe 20,000 residents.
Okay,
so it's a small town.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so everyone was nosy in that area.
I mean, I was kind of in the student community.
You're in the student community?
Such a big,
okay.
Sometimes you'll never see the same person twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My family in North Carolina, they got like 10,000 people there, so everybody know everybody. Everyone related. Everyone nosy. So I was just making sure it wasn't nothing like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Stillwater, Oklahoma. So when you said it helped you with anxiety, your mood. So you would say you're probably more so stressed out when you're going through different experiences before you started smoking?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like a lot of people of color in this nation, I have PTSD. I mean,
yes,
you kind of grow up in a minimum security prison. They're policing your neighborhoods, waiting for you to mess up so that they can kidnap you and put you in legalized systemic slavery. So there's a lot of traumatic things that happen in our neighborhood, young death, the stuff that our parents are dealing with that they pass on to us. You're constantly in survival mode financially and just for safety. So when I kind of left there, that's when like the PTSD set in, and me being peaceful and comfortable and safe, although it's like really good, it's still, I am not comfortable in it. I feel like the shoe is going to drop. I still feel, basically biologically, my body is fighting for its life. It doesn't understand this. So I would say going to Stillwater from where I came from was hell for me.
Right.
It was hell. I was depressed. I got a 0.8 because I wasn't going to class. I wasn't doing my assignments. I wasn't engaging socially.
Right.
So that's what happened there. It wasn't, that it was difficult. So yeah, I would say for PTSD, it helped me be able to be open-minded to the people around me who live different experiences. It opened my mind to being willing to be uncomfortable. It helped me sleep. It helped me not focus on the dread and to be able to study. It was all of a sudden this medicine in my life. And from that moment on, I couldn't stop talking about it. Yeah.
That is a beautiful statement.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful statement, because not many people can really go that deep into why they love cannabis or what they did for them. But the way you just explained it, I think you articulated that quite well.
Thank you.
Quite well. So once figuring that out and getting that engraved into your brain, what would you say your mission statement would be when it comes to giving the audience or giving people information? Like, what would you want to tell them?
So now, I mean, I would say maybe 10, 12 years later, I found out the science of cannabis.
Okay.
And it was like, oh my gosh, I have factual data that I can back up everything that I've been saying for so long. People thought I was crazy.
Right.
I'm just a pothead. So now that I have, facts and science to back up what I'm saying, that's what I do. Before, again, I sound like a wacko. Now, the same people that dismissed me are the ones, DMing me sativa or indica.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you prefer?
I think that those are great words that describe what the plant looks like and how it grows. But I prefer OGs. I don't go by those categories. Yeah.
Man, I just smoked the OG maybe 2 months ago, a Larry OG.
Okay.
When I smelled it, it gave me a nostalgic feeling.
Right? Yeah.
I feel like at this point, OG is like the new Chronic.
I mean, I would say Chronic probably was an OG. I mean, OG smell like LA to me.
Yeah.
It smells like West Coast.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
When do you think OG? I don't really smoke that much OG. I don't really see. Like we were talking about, I only see really gelatos.
Yeah.
Something that's purple.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. But when do you think OG will make a comeback?
Oh, it's here.
It's here.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk to anybody who smokes OGs, they're pretty sensitive to other things. They kind of really only like OGs. They're I would call connoisseurs and very snobby. The OG lovers.
I know. I feel it. I feel it. I remember that back in maybe like 2010. People were like, "Oh, I only smoke OG."
Yes.
I feel it. I was one of those people.
Yeah.
And then it disappeared.
Oh man, no, it's alive and it's well.
Okay.
That gassy no is still very much around.
Well, you're gonna have to let me know.
Yeah.
I lost it. I only know a couple people that have it.
Okay.
So yeah, I need to find some of this OG.
I got you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Real quick, since this is Bong Talk, y'all, I have to hit this bong real quick. I want to let you know when I'm smoking.
May I light my joint before you?
Of course.
Thank you.
Shouts out to my man Shrubs. She's smoking a shrub joint right there. But real quick, I want to give a shout out to Happy Trees and my other brand, Bust Down Organics, my dude Stevie Mac all the way up from the Bay for helping me out and supplying me today. So I think in my grinder though, I have lemon runts right now. So I think I'm about to just hit that real quick. Cause that shit was smacking my soul.
So you like lemon and like citrusy types of flowers?
I guess so, cause both of the ones I talked about have lemon at the beginning of them.
Okay.
I mean, man, you don't like why don't you like them? You say you don't like the smell?
Oh no, lemons just kind of give me too much energy, and then that translates into anxiety and then a nap.
That whole cycle.
Yeah, it is like a wave of emotion. So I kind of, if it smells too lemony, I kind of just like to stay back. But if it's a balance, like an OG definitely has some citrus notes in it.
Okay.
So, but it's a more balanced terpene profile.
Right, because like you said, that happened to me the other day. I smoked it. I was cool. And then at one point, I just started rubbing my eyes tough. I'm like, I think I have to take a nap.
Lemons put me to sleep.
Yeah. But I like how it smokes though.
Okay.
The high of it, it's well balanced for me. You know what I mean? If you guys want to get right, smoke your blunts, your joints, your bongs, whatever you do, I'm about to do mine, so you can do the same.
All right, let's see it.
I know. This is a professional bong hit, real quick.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's pretty smooth. Yeah, that weight's pretty good. Yeah, it's not too bad. So I also want to talk about something that I was really happy to see you doing. I saw you with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That shit is incredible.
It's incredible, yeah.
Talk about that experience of just you working with Snoop Dogg.
Man, I mean, one, it's a dream come true. I think every person in cannabis would like to have Snoop smoking their weed or
right.
Aware of their brand. So one, it was a dream come true, and then two, he's exactly what you see. Um, I've met plenty of famous people, and there are definitely egos.
Yeah.
Some arrogance that, goes with the territory. But from him, he is genuinely just a down to earth person who's mission and purpose driven. So it's just inspiring to kind of be around that energy and have that support from from him.
Right.
Yeah.
How did he see one of your videos or?
He on Instagram.
On Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, it was a video where I was talking about the Kent State massacre, and how cannabis played a role in the Kent State massacre, and how it affected history moving forward with how police interact with citizens. And he commented on the video, and it was like, oh my gosh. And then the next thing I got was, we have to work together on some cannabis initiatives. And then it kind of went from there. We had a meeting next, and then ideas, and it's been really fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when can we expect the Cannabis Cutie on the Snoop Dogg show?
On the GGN. So I don't have a release date, but we did film the GGN already. We did that at the end of the summer in 2021.
Okay.
But then I also have my own projects coming out from that side where, Snoop will be executive producing, but I'll be kind of the main talent. So the whole purpose of me being on the GGN is to spin me off into my own thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Kind of like how what's the show? The Cosby Show spinned off into the a different world.
Yeah,
kind
world,
of.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna spin off in the Jeffersons.
Like the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
Like the Jeffersons. I don't even know if it's appropriate to bring up my man Bill Cosby's name at this point.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But no, that's really dope. So we can expect you to have a show exclusively with you and it executive produced by Snoop Dogg.
Correct. Multiple.
Multiple.
There's two. There's a podcast that is going to be more so me. Me as the Cannabis Cutie is fun. I talk about cannabis, but there's so much more to me. So it's a sports podcast that I'll be doing with weed and, more Tammy, more spirituality, high level conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, talk about that sports one a little bit. What you gonna be talking about on that one?
Oh man, really, it's gonna be a more informal podcast. So I'll have some really, really incredible guests, Hall of Fame athletes.
Ricky Williams gonna be on there?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Kevin Garnett, Calvin Johnson.
Yes.
Getting some really cool names to come and really just talk about their experience with cannabis and sports. Yes, it's a medicine, but a lot of people don't realize how it impacts the longevity and the recovery and the management of pain and inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
So having those conversations, and then really, wherever it takes us, because I like to have really deep conversations with friends, especially when we sesh. So this is going to be less education, although it'll, I'll throw it in there where it fits, and more life with, cannabis as an ally.
Yeah, I think Al Harrington was one of the ones.
He'll be on there too.
Yeah. He's the one of the main ones that showed me how it helped him as an athlete and how it helped his grandmother and everything like that. Because like you were saying, they're sore. They play 82 games in a season. If they play in the playoffs, it's a little longer.
Yeah.
Then they have the off season if they practice. So their bodies go through a lot, especially if you play football.
Correct.
So yeah, that's gonna be an amazing one. I'm for sure gonna tap into
Thank
that.
You. Yeah.
Does it have a name or anything, or is this or it does? Okay, what is it called?
Higher Goals with Tammy Pettigrew.
Higher Goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does this have a release date?
Does not have a release date. We're still pre-production, planning on filming starting next month.
Okay.
But it's gonna be. I'm really hoping for big things with this, so I can't wait.
Oh no, this shit gonna be huge.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on ESPN probably talking about this.
I love that. That would be great.
No, Tammy gonna be on ESPN. Don't forget that. I said it first.
All right, Nappy said it first.
I said it first. ESPN coming.
Yeah.
But one couple more things I do want to talk about. I talked about a bunch of collaborations and then some of your individual things, but I do want to dive more into like more of your personal endeavors. So what have you been doing, with just everything Tammy, everything Cannabis Cutie. What are you doing for yourself right now in this time?
So my shows are definitely one thing that I'm doing. I'm also, the Cannabis Cutie is really going through an overhaul, so a new brand look. It just got a new logo.
Okay.
We're launching merch.
Is that a new logo right there?
Yes,
the
that's
Letterman?
part of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's hard. That's very hard.
So getting the merch ready to go. I just dropped an ebook. I will be refilming version 2 of my course. Also dropping another course, a course with cannabis and spirituality.
Okay.
Really going hard and leveraging my book club, some projects in the beauty world. So
Doing the makeup?
I don't want to speak too much on it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. No, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
One thing I want to ask you, because you brought spirituality up many times in this conversation.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
For me, I think it's personal. So for me, I was raised Catholic.
Okay.
And then I left that at 8 years old at protest. I'm like, this is messed up.
Yeah.
I don't like confessional.
Yeah.
And then I went Baptist, which was like, whoa, I had to get out of that. And then I went non-denominational, and then I just went atheist.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I came back to, it's whatever feeds me and has me adding value to myself and to the world. And I think that there's happiness and joy and good in everything. So whatever that is, it's balanced. You can look at something and see the bad, or you can look at it and find the good. And I choose to kind of align with that and with my life. So spirituality for me is, there's, an over presence, creator energy, and we are all here in earth school to grow our spirits for whatever we have beyond here. So yeah,
every day is a lesson.
Yeah,
every day is just an opportunity for you to do something great for yourself.
Yeah,
most definitely. And being in this earth school, Tammy, you being a teacher, what is like one of the main things you want to tell people?
Oh man, as long as you're trying to improve, you're moving with intention. When you do bad or create harm, if your intention was not set on that, then don't get stuck on that. You're not your mistakes. You have to fall down in order to learn,
right, and
be aware of who you are and what you are. You'll never know unless you go through it, and love is like one of the best ways to go through it. And this is, an experience here is all about love and feelings. So
right.
Yeah, I would say that you're not your mistakes. You're not your diagnosis. You're just here trying to figure it out like the rest of us. And you got to kind of learn to roll with the punches and not give up at, every sign of adversity. Take time and pause and feel it for sure, but let it move through you. Yeah.
When did you learn that for yourself?
I think I came into this world in a rocky state intentionally, because I like to be in a state of peace.
Right.
And if I'm in a state of peace, I'm not going to do much. I'm comfortable.
Like stagnation.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think I really was sent in to kind of be rocked so that I would grow. Honestly, like, I'm not going to do much if I'm comfortable. Like I said, so I'm constantly putting myself in uncomfortable positions to grow. So me as a speaker, it's a natural ability, but how do I challenge myself? I take singing lessons. And it's, I used to cry and sweat in these singing lessons because it was so hard, but I knew that I needed to figure out how to be better. So I know myself now as an adult that I have to challenge myself in that way, but maybe not so much as a young woman. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are some of the new challenges that you're doing now to maybe break the barrier of your comfortability?
Oh man, so definitely taking singing lessons. If I don't want to do something, that's a sign that maybe I need to go do it. I'm like, I don't want to go to this event, but then it ends up paying off dividends. Like, oh my gosh, I just made an amazing connection. So learning how not to run and hide. Even with posting, there was a point where I would post content and then run, not look at my phone. Like, because I'm scared of trolls or people, saying negative things about me. And now I can post and, let that roll off my shoulder if it does come in. Yeah.
Wow. So that's a great center of peace that you're in.
It's a day-to-day thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes my son will jump off the stairs and ruins my week because the anxiety of what's wrong with him. We got to go to the hospital now. Right. So yeah, I mean, it's day to day. It's just my intention, and I fail too.
Okay.
And when I fail, I just don't get so hung up on it.
Right. And it's not really a failure, you know what I mean? It's more so just a lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
To just do better, to win.
Yeah.
Man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Once again, everybody, you guys are tuned in to Bong Talk. I just want to give a thank you to my sponsors once again: Shrubs, El Toro, Plain Jane, Happy Trees, Bust Down Worldwide, and Sweets. I appreciate every single one of you guys for helping me out along this journey. I could not do this without you guys because we do this together. I just really want to thank you for coming on here and having this conversation.
Yeah, Nappy, I love what you do. You knew I was going to be here.
Yeah.
I wanted to be here.
Yes.
You better ask me.
Yeah, I was like, when I'm doing something, I'm like, yeah, I have to have her on here. I'm like, I'll kind of be fucked up if I didn't have you on here.
Yeah.
But yo, thank you for taking your time out to have this conversation with me. Let the people know what you got going on.
Oh man, be on the lookout for this merch drop. I have some really big announcements that I didn't talk about. Check out my website, sign up for my newsletter. I have a really cool blog where I post educational content. I have an ebook that you can catch on my website as well with courses. And if you want to read cannabis books or books related to cannabis, I have a higher learning book club that you can enroll in where we meet weekly on Zoom and we sesh and we grow and learn together. So, and then also, be on the lookout for lots of shows dropping in 2022.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and amen.
Amen.
You are now tuned into the Bong Talk Sit Down series. I'm your host, Nappy 2000. Thank you guys for listening to this. This is episode 4 with the Cannabis Cutie. I'll see y'all soon.